With the state of the Western video game industry being, well, as bad as it is, we're always looking for alternatives. Japanese developers have found a hell of a lot of success. Of course, Korean developers are doing great right now with games like Lies of P and Stellar Blade selling millions of copies, and even The First Descendant making a boatload of money off of microtransactions. And then you have Chinese developers who have done extremely well. Black Myth Wukong has sold over 30 million copies. It is a phenomenal experience all around. We have Wu Chang Fallen Feathers coming out in just a month or so. And another game that was just announced is called Blood Message by NetEase Games, which is taking the internet by storm. So NetEase Games announces a AAA single-player action-adventure game, Blood Message, for consoles and PC. It says publisher NetEase Games and developer 24 Entertainment and new development studio and subsidiary of Thunderfire Studio have announced Blood Message, a cinematic, single-player, linear, story-driven action-adventure game currently in development for an unspecified console and PC, and a release date was not announced. Now, I had seen this, and I thought it looked so cool. I didn't even think that the reception was going to be this positive, but boy, oh boy, is it right now over on YouTube. The IGN upload has 2 million views, 82,000 likes, and only 599 dislikes. Now, I'm not going to live react to this entire thing, but it feels very similar to something like Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. You're kind of sneaking around, you are assassinating these characters. It seems that there's a lot of action, lots of high stakes, and visually, of course, it looks fantastic. Now, of course, my personal instant worry was NetEase. If you don't know, NetEase is a Chinese company who invests in a lot of studios. Funny enough, they actually gave an undisclosed amount of money to build a Rocket Boy, which of course just came out with Mind's Eye, which was a disaster of a title. But because NetEase is the publisher here, what has me worried is the monetization schemes. Now, they are saying that this is going to be a third-person linear action-adventure single-player experience, so one would assume it's going to be an initial buy-in cost, but we don't know if there's going to be additional microtransactions, and NetEase is pretty notoriously bad for this. They launch a lot of mobile slop games that people could generally get excited for because they look pretty good, and then they monetize them to hell and back. One that really broke my heart that they had come out with was a Lord of the Rings game. I was super excited, but unfortunately it was monetized too poorly for me to even give a chance, which was really sad because I definitely would have invested quite a bit of time and maybe a little bit of money into a Lord of the Rings game. But they are known for kind of launching mobile games and then discontinuing them because they kind of milk their player base for all they're worth, and then they don't want to keep it. Creative Destruction, discontinued. You have Super Mecha Champions, discontinued. Astrocraft, discontinued. Lord of the Rings Rise to War, as far as we are aware, is kind of their best game on the market right now. But this is a pattern that they have, and I don't instantly want to say, oh, opinion discarded because it's NetEase, because it looks really good. Though, go into this very cautiously optimistic. I think that they wanted to make something that was in direct competition with Ubisoft, and so they figured, let's create something that kind of feels like an Assassin's Creed. I know that there's a tinfoil hat theory out there that, oh, Tencent and NetEase and these Chinese companies have invested in the Western world of entertainment. They have basically told them to go the route of diversity, equity, and inclusion, push that very heavily, and so it's pushed gamers to look to other markets like Japanese developers, Korean, and even Chinese. And now the Chinese developers are putting out great games. I mean, Black Myth Wukong was phenomenal. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers looks like it's going to be really good. This also looks really solid. And gamers are responding very positively to this. So damn refreshing to see a game set in Imperial Asia that isn't a Souls-like. We want Assassin's Creed high quality. China devs, yes. Eastern developers are killing it right now. Gamers, we miss the old Assassin's Creed. China game dev, I got you. It's like Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, and God of War all together. I am so in. The trailer looks more finished than every Ubisoft game. Chinese developers making AAA games is one of the best things that happened to us gamers. The market was always there. They always had the means, but arrived a bit late to the party. That's a win-win situation. Yeah, I think that if you take the time and you put the effort into making your game, it can turn out to be phenomenal. And we have seen Chinese developers really putting out just high quality content. It's not like with these bigger games that have been advertised that they're like rushed and they're just pumping them out. That's not the case. So I'm really happy to see this. And again, be cautiously optimistic because it is NetEase, but because it's going to be like a AAA single player experience, I have high hopes that this won't feature any like additional microtransactions except for maybe like a deluxe edition or a collector's edition that has some extra items. And I think that this looks pretty neat right now. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on this. But I know a lot of gamers are praising it right now. And it just goes to show that maybe if the Ubisofts actually took the franchises they had and made them into something high quality again, they could make a boatload of cash. But because they're not, gamers are looking elsewhere for their entertainment. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.